Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be making this beautiful mark and fold bunny, and as you can see I added a little accent cottontail tail and a little sticker for its eye. So let's get started. The first step in a mark and fold pattern is to center the pattern. So in this case, for this bunny we're going to be making, it takes 385 pages. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my book and go to the last page. So this last page of this book is 388. So I'm going to write down 388. And then I'm going to subtract the number of pages I need, which in this case is 385. So a very close match actually. So I wound up with 3 extra. I'm going to divide that in half, which obviously is 1.5. So I need to start on an odd page. So in this case, I'm going to start on page 1. Makes it actually very easy. It doesn't usually work out quite like that. So let's go ahead. In this case, I'm going to start off on page 1. And what you're going to need is a ruler in centimeters and a pencil in your pattern. And that's about it. So let's go ahead and get started. So on the pattern, on page 1, I'm going to start off with a measurement of 10.7 and then 11.9. Now both measurements are always done from the very top of the page. So I'm going to go ahead and measure the first measurement of 10.7. I'm going to make my marks on the very edge of the page so it makes it easier for folding later. So here's my 10.7, and then this next measurement was 11.5. Then I'm going to go to my second page, and now I'm going to go ahead and mark that page as well. In my case, it's going to be 10.1 and 11.9. Go to my next page, and I'm going to have 9.8. and 12.2. And then you're going to go and mark the entire book. You don't have to mark the whole book. You could work in increments of 5 or 10. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my first page and show you how to start the folding. So as you can see, I have 2 marks. So I'm going to actually start with the lower mark in this case. I'm going to take my ruler and put it right into this. This is called the gutter of the book. So I'm going to put it right in there. And then I'm going to take the other side of the ruler and connect it right to that mark. And then I'm going to fold the paper like so. Then I'm going to take that other mark. And now I'm going to go into the top part of that gutter and do the same thing and connect it to that other mark. And there you have your very first fold. Go ahead and fold that down like so. And that's really all this pattern is going to be made up of, is the 2 folds per page. So let's go ahead and do that again. So I'm going to put my ruler in the gutter, and then I'm going to take the other side of the ruler and connect it to the dot, and then fold up. Switch the book around a little bit, ruler in the gutter, connect to the dot. And as you can see, I've already done 2 folds very quickly. This comes together quite nicely. Go ahead. Again, it doesn't really matter if you start with the top or the bottom mark. Go like this. I like to move the book around. That's totally up to you. What position you prefer. It also depends whether you're left-handed or right-handed. So again, and there you have the very first 3 folds of the bunny. Okay? So here's page 1, page 2, and page 3. Now some hints for when you're working with your pattern. You're going to want to mark it off. So I already did step 1, 3, and 5. Notice on this pattern it's skipping numbers. And that's because each page in a book takes up 2 page numbers. So as you can see here, this one page is going to take up marked page 7 and mark page 8. Okay, so that's why the pattern is going to skip pages. So I'm going to continue working on this, and then we will join back up. So as you can see at this point of the pattern, I already started the bunny's head. What I wanted to show you at this point was one more tool. This is called a bone folder. A bone folder allows for really nice, crisp folds. So let me show you how you can use that if you choose to. So I've marked through my entire pattern at this point, and I'm just going to go back and fold. So now I go ahead and I do use the bone folder along that crease, and it just makes it really nice and crisp. I feel like it speeds up the process a little bit. Oops, and as you can see, I grabbed 2 pages at once, no big deal. Paper is very easy to work with. It actually wound up being exactly the same point, so not a big deal at all. And I've been doing this a long time, and I still make mistakes. It's okay. Sometimes I go back and I look, and if something's out of place, I fix it a little bit. Have fun with it. So as you can see, it starts to go quite fast, especially after you've done all the marking. I manipulate the book around a lot. You don't need to hold it in one section. After a while, this is going to start to get really thick over here. And I like to use some sort of weight. I usually stick my phone right here. In this case, I'm just going to use this little coaster. It just a little weight to get it out of your way. That makes it a lot easier to work with as well. Some people use a rubber band. Find what works for you. So I'm going to continue with my folds. Stick it under my weight. Go ahead and fold again. Again, just as a quick reminder, one side of the ruler goes inside the gutter. The other side of the ruler, so one part goes here, and then the other side goes on the other side of the ruler over here. So if you're over in this side, then you're over on this side. When you're using the ruler here, you're not measuring it. You're just using it as a straight edge. That's come up in my classes quite a few times. So I just wanted to make sure to make that clear. So again, nice and crisp. So I'm going to continue working on my pattern, and then we'll meet back at the end. So I've been working on my bunny for a while now. I'm just going to finish up the last few folds with you. So this bunny's been a lot of fun to work on. It's a really sweet pattern. If you like the pattern, you can find it in my Etsy shop. The link is below. Just about there. Finishing touches. Always feels good when you get close to finishing a project. You know, it's been fun watching it come together. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish this off. Very last page. And that completes my bunny.